Today, my husband can't seem to stop talking about Black Forest cake. I don't know if I want to make a full sized cake right now. I'm in the mood for a good dark chocolate mousse. Hmm, maybe I can figure out a middle ground here. Alright, I'm going to experiment this on camera, creating individual servings of Black Forest Mousse. Here is the plan. I'm going to make this recipe in 3 stages. First, bake a rich chocolate cake. Then, I'm going to whip up a chocolatey mousse. And finally, layer them with some cherries and whipped cream. For the cake, I'm adding quarter cup butter, 1/3 cup of sugar. Start beating it. Once the sugar is beaten into the butter, I'm adding quarter cup of sour cream, breaking in 1 egg. I usually like to use a bowl to break in the egg. This avoids any stray bits of shell making its way into the cake. Teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm gonna let it beat on a medium to high speed. So by the way, I won this KitchenAid mixer at the Samsung Christmas party last year. Baking is so much fun and easier now. I'm going to sift a half cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and an eighth teaspoon of baking powder, and another eighth of a teaspoon of baking soda. Don't worry about the measurements right now. You can find the recipe in the description. The dry ingredients go straight into the mixer and will get mixed in at a low speed. I'm just going to finish this by hand. I have here a couple mini cake pans that I've greased with butter. I'm just going to split the cake batter between these two. Tap, tap, tap to help evenly spread. And let them bake at 350 for about 20 minutes. Now for my favorite part, the mousse. I'll start by separating the yolks from the whites for 2 eggs. Pro tip, make sure you don't get any yolk or shell in the whites, and it's okay if some of the whites go with the yolks. I'm collecting the whites in a clean mixing bowl, which I'll let to chill in the fridge while I unwrap the chocolate. Chopping up the chocolate will help it melt faster. On a double boiler, I'm going to melt the chocolate with some butter, once the chocolate is melted, adding separated yolks, 2 tablespoon cream, and 2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, stirring them all together into a silky ganache. Pro tip 2. Once you have added the yolks, do not stop stirring unless we want a chocolatey scrambled egg. Back to the stand mixer with the chilled egg whites. I'm going to beat them on a high. Once they are foamy, add 2 tablespoons of sugar. I want to get to a soft peak stage. It's time to combine the chocolatey goodness with the cloudy fluffiness. I'm going to start off with a brisk mix for the first spoonful. But I'm going to get gentler as I fold in the rest of the meringue. Once all the meringue has been folded in thoroughly, I'm going to put away the mousse in the fridge for a couple hours. To start off our last stage, I'm going to whip a cup of heavy cream. With quarter cup of sugar. This we want to whip to a stiff peak stage. I'm spooning in the whipped cream into a piping bag. I'm going to pop the cake out and slice the top off. I've spooned the mousse into a piping bag as well. Just for fun, I'm going to line the goblet with cherry sauce. A base of chilled whipped cream will support the little cake round. I'm going to use some of the juice that the cherries have been soaking in to moisten the cake. Top this off with a dollop of rich chocolate mousse. Let's set the Black Forest mood with some maraschino cherries. Another swirl of sweet whipped cream and a cherry to top it off. I'm going to go all the way by shaving some chocolate to garnish our Black Forest mousse in a cup. This dessert brought in some much needed sweetness into our much prolonged quarantine life. I do hope you'll give it a try.